Have you ever wished you could push yourself to do things you never thought you could accomplish? Well, you can. I've been able to feel that empowering feeling of pushing yourself beyond your limits and succeeding, and it is by doing triathlons. I've completed about 2 triathlons and I'm in the process of training for more. You can also feel this empowering feeling and feel self-accomplished by doing triathlons yourself. First, I'm going to cover what a triathlon is. Second, how you train for a triathlon. And lastly, how it makes you feel self-accomplished. So first, let's cover what a triathlon is. According to dictionary.com, a triathlon is an athletic contest comprising 3 consecutive events, usually swimming, bicycling, and distance running. There are a lot of different distance triathlons that you can be a part of, and there are a lot of different places that you can go to for triathlons. And to find out more about different distances you can be a part of or places you can go for triathlons, look up triutah.com. First, I'd like to go over what a triathlete does in the swimming part of the event, of the race. A triathlete usually wears a cap, goggles, and earplugs, and even usually a wetsuit. The triathlete then usually swims in the ocean or in the lake. After the swimming part of the event, the triathlete must then change quickly into their biking gear. As you change into your biking gear, you have to be very quick and then get onto the biking course. The bike that you would need is a road bike. A mountain bike would definitely be difficult for this kind of sport, and you definitely don't want to have that. Road bikes can be expensive though, so I would suggest renting one from a local bike store. As you go on through the bike course, it usually takes you through a beautiful scenery of the city. And there usually is some hills. And when you go over these hills, your legs are screaming at you, and you end up screaming at yourself for doing the race, but you keep going. Then it's time for the running event of the race. Your legs feel like jello, and you also feel like quitting, but you give every last ounce of energy that you have. Your focus is on the finish line, and of course the free food, family, and friends help too. So now that we know what a triathlon is, let's go over how you train for a triathlon. Training for a triathlon does take a lot of time and commitment. It takes a lot of hours as well. But you'll want to plan accordingly of what triathlon you choose to be a part of, because there are a lot of different distances, like I said. The way that you can train though is you could start out by swimming 3 times a week, biking 2 to 3 times a week, and running 3 times a week. I would also suggest, if you're in pretty good shape, to start training about 2 months in advance, or if you're just getting started, I would start training at least 4 to 6 months in advance. There are also some other things that can help you. There's an app called Training Peaks that's free that you can download on your phone, and it helps you keep track of your training and also gives you guidelines and tips to help you. Also, you can check your local rec center or even your local gym. They usually have some triathlon training classes that you can take. Just to give you an idea though of the hours you'll be putting into your triathlon, I conducted a few interviews. In the interview that I conducted with my dad, Greg Peterson, who has completed 50 triathlons, he trains anywhere between 12 and 20 hours a week. In the interview I conducted with my brother, Jake Peterson, who holds an All-American title, meaning he is top in the nation triathlete, he trains anywhere between 10 to 15 hours a week. So even with all this training, you also have work, family, and school. But you stay motivated. What helps you to keep going and pushing and training, it usually helps to have a family member or friend with you to help you train. Or just make sure you do stay self-motivated and also make sure you get enough sleep at night. So why would you want to do a triathlon? I mean, it does sound pretty exhausting. Why would anyone want to do it? Well, it makes you feel self-accomplished. The adrenaline also that you feel as you're doing the race, there's a huge crowd cheering you on, high-fiving you, telling you to keep going, keep pushing forward to the finish line, you're almost there. There's a quote that I love, and it's by Leon Joseph Cardinal Suenens, who was a Belgian Archbishop of the Roman Catholic Church in 1962. And his quote says, "Happy are those who dream dreams and are ready to pay the price to make them come true." My dream was of pushing myself far beyond my limits, and I was able to succeed by that. I was able to feel on top of the world and that I can do anything. you can also have this feeling, and you can also feel on top of the world, and that you can do anything. Lastly, I would just like to close by saying you are unique, you can do this. A triathlon does include swimming, bicycling, and running, and it will take a lot of time out, but it will be worth it. Why will it be worth it? Because you will feel self-accomplished. You don't know what your body limits are until you try. Try, meaning triathlons.